Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dialogue Dome. I am Brendan. This is Max, and today
Oh.
we are talking about a game we both mutually hate but can't get enough of: Fortnite. So, we have been playing this game for
Oh, it's been like a while. We've been playing this for maybe too long, personally.
yeah. Yeah, I think so. So the both of us, we've been trying to kind of figure out when we started, cuz like it's literally like years since
Oh,
we've
yeah.
started this game. I mean, like, if you had told me that in 2024 I would still be playing Fortnite, I would say that you're crazy. Like, this game can't possibly go that long. And now
Right.
here we are, and Fortnite's now becoming the new metaverse. Like, it's crazy. um so do you remember when this game came out?
Uh, oh,
Because I have it
it
right here.
came out a while ago. I want to say I started playing
um
like pretty early on. I remember Drift. I remember that whole fusing of our world and the Fortnite world together. Like that was a crazy ad campaign, but I can't remember specifically when that was.
yeah, so I'll kind of walk us through the timeline here, so I have it in front of
Sure.
me. So,
Okay.
funny enough, Fortnite didn't even release with the season. It just released as a pre-BR game that was on
Yeah.
addition to the Save the World mode. That was supposed to be Epic's big selling point, was Fortnite Save the
Right.
World, right? We all
No, I
remember
remember
Fortnite Save
that.
the World. That was the paid copy of Fortnite that you could buy, and I don't know what their marketing scheme was, but not a lot of people liked it very much. It's
Hmm.
just not interesting. It's like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of cool,
I
but
did.
like, I played it for a little bit, but it's just, just
I
didn't
never even
work.
played it. Like the fact that you had to buy into the Save the World campaign made it like immediately inaccessible for me. Like I was
Yeah,
not interested in any of
yeah.
that.
And 5 years ago, the two of us were in very different places. I think we were both broke.
Yeah.
We both, were trying to do like a lot of more freelancing work, and it just wasn't working.
Hmm.
I was in LA at the time when I started playing this. I had, for those of you who don't know, I had lived in LA for 2 years. Um, and you were trying to do a ton of, like, just art. It was just art, nothing
Hmm.
else. Remember?
Yeah, I
Um,
remember that.
but yeah, so it came out with a preseason BR. It was kind of like a beta test, I feel like just a public
Hmm.
beta test that was an official release, and that came out on September 12th of 2017.
Really?
Yeah,
I
so
thought that came out a lot earlier than that.
yeah, no, 2017, and I remember that because the old graphic style was very trendy back then with the cartoony look.
Right, right,
Right.
right.
And then season 1 launched in October 26th of 2017, and it was just the first time. That was kind of like the real official public release, and that didn't even have a season pass. That had just
Hmm.
like a store. That's it, just a skin store. And
Interesting.
basically, the first time ever it had 50v50. Remember that? We used to play
Yeah,
50v50 all the time, and that was a
50v50 was great. Like it
yeah.
was
That was a way.
fantastic.
That was a way to get your challenges done if you didn't like doing the BR mode. But
Exactly.
um, 50v50, that was a limited time mode at the time. Funny enough, yeah.
Hmm.
And then, there's a couple of seasons after that. We didn't really. It's not really super interesting. Um, I don't know about you, but I remember
Hmm.
starting to play with you, particularly in season 5. Season 5 is when I really started to get into the game. That's the
Okay.
Drift outfit, the Worlds
That
Collide
was
one.
that was it. Yeah,
Hmm.
I remember that, and I want to say that was pretty close to when we met, wasn't it?
Yes, that was very close to when
Yeah.
we met. Yeah, we met through our mutual friend Keith. And basically, I think Keith found me when I was streaming on Twitch,
Hmm.
and he was like, "Well, we have a group. to play Fortnite with, because I had a couple of people had roped me, a couple of my other followers had roped me into Fortnite when I was a really small streamer, and so that was the season. Funny enough, that weekly challenges launched. That wasn't a thing until season 5, which is really weird to say that, because like that's a huge fundamental part of the game now.
Right. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like how you earn all of the battle pass stuff, and like it's even how the game just keeps
Mm-hmm.
being different each time you play.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then
Crazy.
yeah, season 6 was when that Western stuff came out.
Mm,
The one that you love, the girl with the pink
I
hair and the
do.
cowboy hat. Yeah, you love that skin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good skin.
And
It's a
that
very good skin.
that was when the dog came out, Bonesy. That's my signature backpack. Yes, yes, the pets came out. Mm. And the
Nice.
cube. The cube was introduced.
Oh, Kevin!
Good old
Oh,
Kevin.
fuck yeah!
Yeah.
God, this I feel so old now. Like
uh,
it wasn't even that long ago, which is the thing that's so interesting to me, but it still happened like we're what, it's 24 and you're saying this is all like 2017. We only have
so the cube
3
came out in 2018. So Kevin came out
okay.
in September
We've
of that
got
year. Yeah.
we've got 4 years before he's 10 years old.
I know it's so weird because we just did for those of you who don't play the game, it's very much changed now, and they brought
Mhm.
back what's called Fortnite OG is what they called the
Mhm.
season, and that was when they brought back Chapter Five's map to the current day release with the current day graphics, with the
Mhm.
exception, of course, of like they kept the old graphical style, but they kept the current lighting, and it just looked a lot better as a map. Um,
Yeah.
but um it was really funny. We were going through that season and I remember us saying, "Wow, I feel like I should be older than I am because this feels nostalgic, but it's really only been like 5 years."
Like, exactly.
Like it
It
hasn't been
hadn't
that
been
long.
that old.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was
Absolutely insane.
yeah, that was the big season there. And then the one that I remember we liked but we took a break from was, I think, season 7. We started that and we had to take a break because they brought planes into the equation and it was
Mm,
just so overpowered
yeah.
and just
I think
disgusting.
I think I missed that season, like,
Yeah.
fully, because I
Oh,
don't
really?
remember Planes the first time.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember when they brought it back for that OG season, but I don't remember actually playing through
Hmm.
that first time.
Yeah, and then I think I took a break from that for that reason too, and then I got back
Mhm.
into it when Pirates came out for season 8. Yep.
Mm.
But the big one, the
There's another one
big,
I
big,
missed.
big one that we all loved was, and it was just a nuts season, and I still remember to this day, is season
Mhm.
X,
Oh my
season
god,
10.
yeah. Season 10 was insane.
Hmm.
I that was remind me real quick which one was that one? Was that the first Batman skin releases or was that one of the second
I
ones?
don't remember about the Batman skin, but I remember that that was basically, the comet was coming to destroy the map, so they had literally brought back
Right.
everything from all 10 seasons. I mean, it was crazy. It was the
Mm.
one right after the mech versus the monster. Remember that
Mm.
live event? Which, by the way, we should talk really quickly about live events. Live events are some of
Sure.
the most. That's my favorite part of Fortnite is the live events
Mhm.
because there's no combat, no stress, no nothing. It's just a
Right.
gigantic Unreal Engine presentation. Let's be honest. I mean,
Mhm.
that's really what it is.
Come in and watch us do something super cool for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it shows off what Unreal Engine can do. I mean, it's just some of the best content in the game
Mhm.
because it only lasts like 15 minutes, sometimes even less, but like it just the
Right.
amount of work that they put into these live events is just
Mhm.
bananas. I mean, the graphics to the event itself to all the different coding that has to go into that is just crazy. It really
Oh
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And
Which is your favorite live event?
oh, that's a hard one. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a difficult one. I think
Yeah.
probably the end, and we're getting into this, but probably the end of chapter 2, I think.
Yeah.
The one where the island flipped over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was insane.
Yeah, because like they really did, um, they've really built a lot of lore and stuff like
Mhm.
that on Fortnite in general, but like we didn't really know what the island was and why it was there and why we were protecting it, and then we found out that the 0 point is literally the black hole of that universe, and people are trying
Right.
to literally take it over so that they can destroy the universe with it and start it
Yeah.
over in their name. And I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
The lore on that
Yeah.
was uh uh they had a tie-in with DC Comics for that whole season as well.
Hmm.
Um and if anybody read those comic books, those not Flashpoint, the 0 Point comics that they had, goes into a little bit more detail through the lens of DC Comics Batman,
Hmm.
uh, explaining a lot of that lore, and it was uh, very interesting to find out why people were on the island in the first place and where the storm was coming from. I don't want to necessarily spoil too much, but I definitely recommend, if you can find copies of those comics, to read some of those.
I mean, I don't know if spoiling it matters. It's been out for years now, so
I
you've
guess
had a
that's
long
true.
time to look at it. But then again, so has
I
Game of
guess that's true.
Thrones, and people still don't know the end of Game of Thrones. So,
Hmm.
which we don't talk about the end of Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
we don't talk about that one. I never saw Game of Thrones.
Yeah, no, it is unanimously agreed upon as probably the most disappointing ending in television history. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just awful what they did with Game of
Sure.
Thrones. But anyway, um,
Going back to Fortnite.
mhm,
I don't know. That one was a uh
live
pretty
event.
good live event.
The Cube Queen
Um
was very interesting concept. I think that
mhm.
if you didn't read the comic book that you're talking about, you don't really know a lot about the Cube Queen and who she was.
Right.
Basically, she was a not a god, but like she was somebody trying to take control of every reality in existence of the universe and of time
Mhm.
and space. And when she opened up the portal, so funny enough, season 7, which is the season before that, was my personal favorite ever, which was the Alien season.
Yeah.
And that one was my favorite because that one, okay, I actually think I take back what I said about the island flipping. I think because I just remembered, I think that was my
Yeah.
favorite live event because it was the alien one, was with the one with all the like, we see Kevin,
Yeah.
and then we see the good version of Kevin, and then we see that
Right.
there's a billion cubes, and
Right.
then the ships blow up, and then they all plummet to just seeing there's one part where the ship blows up,
Mhm.
because you're working with Sloane, who turns out to betray
Right.
us. You basically you're on the ship, and then
Mhm.
you get lifted up to this area, and you see that the entire alien mothership is made of giant cubes. Like, it's just a
Mhm.
giant cube mothership, and essentially the cubes are followers of the Cube Queen who created them. And
Right.
so you blow up the ship, and then there's just this part where you get thrown out of the ship and you are plummeting towards the island. And it shows it's just one of the most incredible in-game
Mhm.
engine cutscenes I've ever seen any developer do. I cannot to this day top that with anything that I can think of. Like, I just can't.
Right.
Like, it's just you're plummeting towards it. The island. The island is fully rendered. Everything around you
Mhm.
is fully rendered. The cubes are
Mhm.
plummeting towards it. There's tons of other characters that you see that you've joined with. If your party's there, your party's there with you too. And then you
Mhm.
just, even better is one of the cubes just nearly misses you, and then it turns around and you see the mothership in the sky just exploding, and you have all of
Mhm.
these particles coming toward you, and then you black out. I mean, it's
Ah,
just
It was so cool.
there's nothing that's topped that in video gaming for me. I just
Right.
that's like that will forever be in my brain as one of the most incredible in-game engine cutscenes I've ever watched. I mean, it's
For sure.
crazy.
No, I think I agree with you on that one. That the Alien season was definitely by far in a way one of the better live events that they had. Um Second only to maybe the Marvel event with Galactus, which was also like super fucking cool. And for any comic book nerds out there, I could totally see being the thing. Um,
I'm not a
yeah,
huge
no,
fan
it.
of Marvel, so like that was like okay to me, but it was graphically cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Um, okay. Now what about your least favorite?
My least favorite live event,
Yeah,
probably the most recent Black Hole event, the one
yeah,
with Eminem.
really.
hmm I'm not a huge fan of Eminem. I'm not a huge fan of rap, but at the same time,
Mm,
I mean, they quite like what really bummed me out was not even
mm-hmm.
necessarily about the fact that Eminem was there. Like, I thought
Sure.
his part was kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
It was the part of the fact that they literally reused the Black Hole event exactly the same way. They didn't change it at all. And then,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was cool because I never got to experience that when it happened because the
Mm-hmm.
servers were so full at the time. And that was the first really huge live event for Fortnite because nobody knew what was going to happen. Everybody was
Sure.
like, what's going to happen to the island? And then it gets
Right.
sucked into a black hole. And it's like, well, is that the end of Fortnite? We don't know.
Mm.
And then I think what really disappointed me was while it was cool to see the black hole event happen in live time
Yeah.
and in game, it was the same exact. The first half of it was the same exact thing as what had happened before. I mean, it was nothing
Mm-hmm.
changed. So it was like, okay, like for those
Sure.
of us who have already experienced this, like this isn't exciting. So
Mm-hmm.
like I think that just really disappointed me. It was cool how like that kind of formed the metaverse that we see today in Epic Games,
Yeah.
but like
All of
in
the
Fortnite, but
Lego and rocket racing and stuff.
yeah, that
Yeah.
part was cool,
Um
but yeah.
I thought the ad space was interesting for sure. Seeing the Lego Fortnite thing and rocket racing was definitely interesting. Like I won't take that away from them. The thing that messed with me more than it probably should have was the fact that they got Eminem. I'm a huge Eminem fan. I
I know
I
exactly
really
what you're gonna say
like
here.
all the way back to like Slim Shady and shit like just I freaking love Eminem. And I was so upset that they got Eminem and they censored him. Like, I get it, okay? Eminem isn't exactly a child-friendly content creator. I get it. But you get somebody like Marshall on your thing, you tie his name to everything, and then you censor like every other fucking word he says, and it just ruins the song. I was so sad.
Yeah,
It's like,
I
what is even the point?
I mean, you're literally sitting there listening to his music and
Yeah,
he's not rapping because every word is a swear. Like
exactly.
why
I,
can't they should have done more
um,
clean stuff. I don't know, maybe.
right? And I
Whatever.
mean, Marshall has cleaner stuff. He's done things that I think would have been fine, but the two songs that they used were obviously Real Slim Shady, because obviously, and Godzilla again, because obviously. They're two of his biggest fucking songs that he's ever done. Unfortunately, he swears a lot or references violence a lot and all of this other stuff that isn't child friendly. So why use those songs? He has a huge array of other things that you could have used.
I know. It's just it
So
baffles me.
disappointed.
It baffles me
So
that. So that
disappointed.
was probably the other reason why I didn't like it was not because Eminem was there, but because he was rapping, and I'm like, Can't
Like,
hear
that's
anything he's
cool,
saying. Like,
right?
literally. I don't know. What was your when I say to you what's your favorite season, what's the first exact one that comes to mind?
Oh,
Because that's a tough one.
it is a tough one. It probably for me, it was either of the DC seasons.
Hmm. I
Um,
think yours would probably be the one where Gotham City landed in the game.
yeah, that one was really,
Because you went.
really cool.
Let me say this: when this little part of the map launched, I
Mhm,
am not kidding you. Max went in free roam to
mhm.
that exact city, went through the entire city of Gotham City, and plotted out exactly what had happened in that little part of the map based on what was on the map.
It was like, okay, so context. I'm a huge DC Comics nerd. I've grown up reading DC Comics since I was real little, and I really like Batman. Oh my goodness, what a surprise.
Yeah.
So when so when Gotham City landed in Fortnite, I for what was it? It was like free comic book day or
Yep.
Batman day, whenever that was. I like instantly wanted to just check it out. Find Wayne
Yep.
Tower. You saw the Monarch Theater. Ace Chemicals was off in the background. GCPD was like you saw it all. I found Crime Alley. I figured it out. I really
Uh,
liked it.
yeah, so that's why I say I think that's his favorite. Because he literally was like, okay, so this car flipped over after this person went down this
Mhm.
street here and then shot
Well,
this
like
person. I mean, it's crazy how much he fucking
well, I mean, like the
analyzed it.
huge explosion that happened at GCPD. Like you could see the story even just after the fact. You saw the story that Joker obviously was in GCPD. He broke out in some magnificent explosive fashion and ran all the way over to Ace Chemicals before being whatevered by Batman. Like it was there. All you had to do was find the clues. Everything else was just comic book fan service. The
Oh,
Monarch
man.
Theater and Crime Alley and all that other stuff. Wayne Tower, like that was just fan service, but it was nice. I liked it.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Oh, man. Mine was probably, and I know this is kind of weird, but
Mhm,
it's between two different seasons for me. One
mhm,
was they're funny enough back to back, interestingly enough.
mhm.
Um, Chapter 2, Season 2, which was the spy season, was my personal
Oh
favorite. I
yeah,
liked that one because I love jazz music. So like the whole theme of that was just
yeah.
all jazz music and like that was great. But like they introduced some of the most iconic like current day characters that are still relevant in the game or skins that are still relevant.
Mhm.
Like one of them is Midas. Like that's a big one.
Yeah.
Midas is still a huge part of the Fortnite lore today.
Mhm.
Um, the other one was, I mean, I am a collector of Peely skins. I love the little banana skin. I don't know what it is about him. It's just he's
It's
hysterical to me.
so
It's the
stupid.
stupidest thing ever, but he's so hysterical to me. And they released a version of him with like a suit and tie on, and that just I don't
Mhm.
know what that just made me laugh so hard.
Very
You know,
James Bond.
very James Bond. Yeah, and then the fish in a suit too. I mean, like that's just so
Yeah.
funny. It's so
Yeah.
funny for no reason. Like, why would you put a fish in a suit and he has glasses on and he's like with
Mhm.
his giant eyes and it's just oh my god, it's so funny. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
that one. That one also had a pretty good live event I couldn't get into because the servers were full again. Um,
Bummer.
but that was pretty cool because they tried to push back the storm and eliminate it, and then they did. And then the result
Mhm.
of that was the storm for a couple of days turned into an ocean, and
Mhm.
basically the entire island was surrounded by a giant tidal wave. Like that was the big deal, which leads us into season 3 of chapter 2, which is my second favorite, which is the
Mhm.
summer season where the entire island was half flooded, and as the season progressed, the water receded and showed more new locations on the map that they'd added. So I thought that was kind of cool because that brings you into actually playing every week, because it's like, okay, now what's revealed this week, what's revealed this week, and they kept receding the water every single week until the last week.
Mhm.
I mean, it was crazy how much they did with that one. But that was
Yeah.
a good one. That was the season that introduced cars to the game as
Right.
well.
Oh,
So
yeah, the Ferrari.
yeah, the
I
gas
miss it.
stations and the cars. Yeah.
I
So
miss the Ferrari. It was a
yeah.
nice car.
That was the one. Yeah. Yeah. And ever since then, they've been doing like chapters too. Like, it's weird. Like, it's funny. I don't know if it's because they're trying to change the game more often now, because like now with
Mhm.
games like Apex Legends and
Right.
Warzone and like what's the other one that's out now, PUBG. I almost forgot about that
Uh,
one.
right.
Um, um,
I don't know. World of Warcraft surprisingly has their own version of Battle Royale, which like fucking surprised the hell out of me.
well, what's cool is that they give you like pirate transmog cosmetics, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's a cool incentive to play it. But like, I don't know, like World of Warcraft, like, did they really need to make a BR? Like, I mean, I'm getting tired of this whole
Mhm.
BR trend trying to make Fortnite into
It
their
makes
game.
money, I guess. I
Unfortunately,
don't
yes,
know.
it does. But it's because I've been saying that because, like, I'll give you an example. Like, we had chapter
Mm,
3 and chapter 4, and both of those chapters had only 4 seasons. They didn't have,
yeah.
like, chapter 3. They changed chapter 3 because chapter 3, nobody liked the map. Everybody thought the map was kind of bad. It was the one with the giant,
Mhm.
rock statue.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I say the
I
rock statue.
remember.
It's the what do you call it? What's his name?
Guardian something,
The
whatever
one
his
of the
name is.
seven. One of the
Yeah.
seven.
Played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes, which was the not surprising at all, but at the same time, like when his face was revealed, was like
Mhm.
so cringe.
Everybody
Um,
lost their mind.
sure. Uh, yeah. Another really good one. So chapter four's map was okay. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
really remember much of it, to be honest with you, but that was the one with the jungle in the middle of the map. We
Oh,
played that
yeah, yeah,
recently.
yeah.
Um, I liked the whole Jurassic Park. It wasn't a Jurassic Park crossover, but because they didn't have the
Mhm.
rights to it, but it was very clearly trying to be a Jurassic Park crossover. I really wouldn't have been
Yeah,
surprised if they had asked and didn't get the
right.
rights, but
It would have been really cool if they got the rights for Jurassic Park stuff in there. I thought,
yeah,
like, who knows? Maybe sometime in the future they can still get it. But we still got Predator out of that one.
very true. Yeah, Alien
Alien and
versus Predator.
Predator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's the one with the
which was still really cool.
yeah, and they had the caged off area at
Mhm.
the top left of the map to hold Predator in
Mhm.
place. Yeah. Um, since we're on the topic, we've now played through the first 2 seasons of Chapter 5. What do you?
Mhm.
We're still starting season 2, but season 1 just ended a couple weeks ago, and that
Right.
was the one with someone kidnapped Peely. We still don't know where they are, even in season 2. But
Mhm.
that's the one that created the society and the gangs and the criminals and the medallions and
Mhm.
all that stuff. What do you think of season 1 of Chapter 5? How do you think we're doing so
Um,
far?
that first one I thought was pretty good. Like it was trying to harken back, I think, to that spy season. Um, trying to like I don't know if anything, maybe remind people that that was a thing. It's like, oh, you remember this, and wasn't it so fun? Like we're trying to kind of introduce these similar mechanics,
hmm
while also showing you new stuff. Medallions are also interesting. I don't know if I like them, but I don't hate it either.
I hate them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't stand the medallions. I absolutely hate them.
yeah. I like their idea. And maybe if they actually did more for your character, because what is it? It's like a couple of them are shield boosts, and the other two
Well, they
are
all they all boost your
something else.
shield.
Is that it?
At least from what I could see, they all boost your shield. But when they
Okay.
first launched, they were just broken. They were so
Mhm.
OP.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, they would
Very.
heal your entire shield bar, and of course, they wouldn't
Mhm.
heal your health, but they would heal your entire shield bar. And there's plenty of med kits on the map. What's weird is
Right.
that I don't know about if you felt this way, but when season one launched, the drop rate
Mhm.
for shield on the map was so low. I couldn't
Oh,
find
it was
any
very
shield.
low. Yeah, it was
And
very low.
yeah, and that
And
one
the
was
storm was so fast.
yeah, it was way too fast in the first update. Yeah. Yeah, but that was the one with the medallions, and I don't like medallions because it then there's two things. One,
Mhm.
if you have it in your inventory, you're revealed on the map. The whole point is to be
Mhm.
stealthy in a BR game. Well, stealthy, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
But then at the same time, we also have like just something. There shouldn't be anything that regenerates any kind of shield or health on its own just by having it in your inventory. I feel like that's very
Mhm.
wrong, or at least the wrong
I can see
approach,
that.
I could say.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else agrees with me on that one, but
I can see
uh,
that. I think I don't necessarily hate it. Definitely not 100%. It shouldn't do 100% of your shield. 50 maybe at max.
yeah.
I'd be fine with. I think the thing that bothers me the most is how certain weapons in the game will one hit you at
Mm,
200 health.
mm,
That's the thing that really
yeah.
bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't gotten into the problems of the game yet, but what
Right.
I was gonna talk about the good things first. I mean, the
Oh
medallions
yeah.
that's a totally different thing. That's a
That's a
new
hit or miss.
thing. That's hit or miss.
I actually like them. They're
Yeah,
not bad. They could be fixed.
yeah,
There are things about them that I really like, and there are things about them that I don't.
yeah. So there's a couple of things that I do like about the quality of life updates in this one.
Yeah.
I do like the train. I think the concept of the train is cool.
Mhm.
Um, I do wish they did a little more with it, but I
Yeah.
mean, the train itself is a cool idea. It's a cool way to get around the map a little quicker. Um,
Mhm.
and then um, it's small, and I think they should build upon it more. But
Mhm.
the idea of being able to walk while shielding is something, or healing is
Mm.
something very nice. I think they should even um, and I think most BRs should do this, to be honest with you. I think they should even go further with that and have you heal while you're running. I think that is something
Yeah.
that um, would make things a little bit more interesting gameplay wise. It would give people who are
Mhm.
newer a little bit more of a chance while they're running away.
Right.
It would bring a balance to the game, I feel. But then at the same time, I know that there's going to be people who are watching this or listening to this that are going to wildly disagree with me on that. So,
Oh,
you know,
well,
just like every
still
other episode in the
the fact that
history of
you
the
can
planet. So,
but still though, the fact that you can even walk and heal at the same time or shield is
it's a
I
nice
think
addition.
still a nice addition. You can like while healing slowly walk to cover, or if somebody's still shooting at you, just kind of avoid the bullets for at least a little bit longer while you're trying to get health back up. And I don't necessarily hate that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a pretty good addition there.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Um, that's season one. Season two, we haven't really played much of season two.
Mhm.
But season
Oh
two
yeah.
is Greek god themed. It's called Myths and
Yeah.
Mortals. Um, I like the update. I think that the map
Mhm.
changes are really cool. I think that,
Mm.
areas wise, Zeus's temple, I think that Hades edition, his area is
Mhm.
very cool. I think that, I like the idea that you can, you know, dive into Hades's ocean or Hades's river and then be
Mhm.
able to literally very quickly just teleport faster forward. I like that idea.
Yeah.
That makes for more interesting gameplay. What
Mhm.
do you think of the map?
The dash mechanic is definitely very great. I love the underworld. The river Styx going around up there, checking out the whole area, is very aesthetically pleasing. Everything looks dead and dying and decaying, and it's
Like my
so
soul. No, I'm kidding.
no, but like it's so cool. Uh that area. And then in contrast, Olympus has this very bright, vibrant area to it, and like I love that I hate it. Like I love to hate that area because of how bright and cheery and cheerful that whole area is. How perfect it is, I guess, to try and make itself home to Zeus and everyone up there.
Hmm.
And the contrast between the two is very fascinating.
Yeah, I agree
Um,
with you on that one. Um, yeah, I like that, bright versus dark. They do that a lot in
mhm,
Fortnite with the contrasting colors
mhm.
and contrasting, um, themes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think of the new things like Icarus's wings and like Zeus's bolts and things like that?
Yeah. So, Icarus's wings, I'll start there. I think could be better.
Hmm.
Or at least I want
I
them to
think
be better.
they should be nerfed. I think they
Yeah.
should be nerfed because when you do a direct hit with somebody with them, it's
Mhm.
like your entire shield and health bar. If it's a direct
Sure.
hit, and of course, getting a direct hit is very difficult. But you know these
Oh,
kids; these
yeah,
kids are
yeah.
masters at
Oh,
figuring out this game. I am
for
amazed
sure.
consistently at how much I suck at this game compared to
Mhm.
like 13 and 14-year-olds. I'm
Mhm.
just constantly amazed.
Yeah. They have more time to practice.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's awful. Um,
That's also all they like. For a lot of kids and teenagers, this is all they play.
mhm.
It's a free game,
All they
so
have.
why wouldn't
Yeah,
they? I,
right?
I like this trend of free game, pay
Mhm.
for cool stuff. I like this trend. I think we
I
should keep that
agree.
going.
I agree. Pay to win stuff always have fucking sucked in the world. So it was very nice and refreshing that when Fortnite came out with its whole pay system, you didn't get better guns or better equipment. You just got a cool cosmetic that you could show
Hmm.
off to everybody else on the map. Like that was
Yeah,
neat.
exactly. And
Yeah.
Fortnite is the one that created the battle pass trend too. I mean, like we're seeing
Right.
battle passes everywhere, and I think the
Mhm.
reason why it's become such a trend is because Fortnite has really shown off how much battle passes make money. I mean, it's crazy how much money
Mhm.
these live service games get now. So,
Mhm.
so we've gone through all the major seasons we can remember.
Mhm.
Um, let's talk about let's finish off the episode with the things that could be improved with the game,
Improved the
particularly
bad thing.
I'm trying to be nice
Ah,
and say things that
yeah,
do not say things that suck about the game, but
sure.
yeah,
Um,
because I know. So let's go on to
okay.
your gun problem with
Yes.
being shot in
Okay.
200 health or something.
I want to formally put out an open letter to the people running Epic Games and subsequently Fortnite to say you guys need to spend more than a day testing your stuff. You need
I
to take
agree.
some time, take a month and a shit ton of beta testers to just make sure your guns, your weapons, your new things, your lightning bolts, your Icarus wings, your everything, all of it needs to be tested to make sure it's working properly before you launch the fucking game. Like,
uh,
how challenging is it for you to create a weapon that doesn't kill somebody in one fucking shot? Now, I understand that that's a huge trend. Fine. Kill someone in one shot if they only have 100 health, maybe even 150 including shield. But if I have full shield, full health, I don't want to die instantly. I want to feel like I have a chance to fucking get out of there and heal myself. Like if they get two shots on off on me, that's my fault, right? That's my problem. I didn't get out of the way, or I wasn't fast enough, or I didn't move. But the fact that I can just be wandering around looking for supplies, getting materials, and a bullet just rings out in the night and hits me and I just instantly die, go down, no chance for a save of any kind, that fucking sucks. It sucks so goddamn much.
Yeah, and I'll agree with you on that one because Fortnite is kind of the only game. I've played a lot of first-person shooter games or third-person shooter games in my time
Mhm.
gaming, and I can say for a fact that Fortnite is the only game where I have that problem. That's it.
Mhm.
There's no other game where I get one shot. If I even in Apex Legends, which is
Mhm.
the easily considered to be the biggest competitor of that game, you can get headshot with a sniper very,
Mhm.
very easily in that game as well. But the difference is that it doesn't one hit you. It leaves you with
Mhm.
20 health left.
See, and that I think would be completely
And
reasonable,
that allows you a
especially
chance
if
to
I
get out of
have
the way because you have
yeah,
snipers in Apex. It takes a good. You only get one shot at a time, and it takes about 3 or 4 seconds to reload it. So
right. So yeah, like if I'm at full shield and health, like I want to be able to feel like that means something. That means something to somebody. You don't put on shield because it's aesthetically pleasing. You put on shield because it's going to protect you. It's supposed to be extra health.
can you imagine just seeing like a little blue aura around you? Oh, I look great now.
Right? I look so good today. Look at my little blue aura that's supposed to be protecting me but doesn't.
Oh man. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea though. They should do that someday just to be funny.
Mhm.
Um
I don't know. I think that's not a bad idea. Sniper
yeah,
rifle from even if they get a headshot and it just leaves you with 20 health, I think is more than reasonable for
yeah,
not only you the player to try and build up your health back, but also for the sniper to try and get another shot off or even to just close distance and start shooting at you. Like I feel that's very reasonable.
agreed. Yeah. One negative in particular that I have about the game is interestingly enough not in the gameplay itself. I
Mhm.
think that the store and the V-Bucks system has just gotten out of hand. I think that
Yeah,
I think that it's incredibly. You don't have any disadvantage technically if you
right.
don't have any cosmetics or anything like that, or you don't spend any
Mhm.
money on it, because they do give you free rewards. They actually
Right.
Fortnite is actually that's one thing to praise them for. They do a very good
Mhm.
job at giving you free rewards. But
Oh yeah.
now we've reached a point. It used to be that they just had this TMNT event that was
Mhm.
out like last season. I loved that event. I thought that event was great. They gave you a ton of free rewards, but the thing
Yeah.
that really bothered me was that there was a separate battle pass to that event. And I
Mhm.
don't know if this is going to be a thing that they're going to start doing, but now we have not one, we had two battle passes, and you
Mhm.
had to pay money for that second battle pass if you wanted to get the premium rewards, which I ended up doing because I got to the end of it and I was like, oh, it's only $10, whatever.
Right.
But how many people are like me saying, oh, it's only $10, whatever, I'll pay another $10 for this game? That makes
Exactly.
them tons and tons of money. And
Mhm.
I get that, you need money to make the game run. And yes, this is a free game. And, like, yes, you probably need to have players spend more money with the inflation going on to make this
Sure.
more, to keep this free. Like, that's
Right.
fine. But I don't know. Like, now we've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, we have a separate battle pass for the TMNT stuff. I have to pay another
Mhm.
$10 if I want to unlock the good stuff from that one.
Right.
We now have a battle pass for Fortnite Festival. We now have a battle pass
Mhm.
for racing. I have to pay for
Yep.
those. Now on top of that, it's literally $5 a track to do Fortnite Festival. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost $30 to get a car skin in Fortnite Racing, which is just absolutely absurd. I mean,
Yeah.
$30 for a cosmetic? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. The most expensive things that used to cost any kind of money for an exotic skin was like $15 back in the day. And I get
Mm-hmm.
it that inflation has made things worse, but like it's just getting out of hand. There's just a battle pass for BR, there's a battle pass for Fortnite Festival, there's a battle pass for racing. You have to pay for all
Mm-hmm.
three of them. Now they're doing Fortnite events with battle passes. Like, when is this going to end?
I don't know. It's it's true though. Like I will admit that I like a lot of those cosmetics and the aesthetics that they were able to get. The TMNT event, I agree, was like really good. But it's true. Like if you're already spending money on one battle pass, and then the events also have their own special battle passes, like where is the stopping point? Will we have to pay to start seeing live events at some point? Like, is that going to be a thing? We
Yeah.
have special guest concerts and you have to pay for those to even just see them. It's like, what even, where
Where do we
does it
where do
end?
we draw the line
Mhm.
exactly? And if they start doing, I don't think, I mean, I don't think they. I can't say that they never will, but I don't think they'll make live events pay for, like you get a
Right.
ticket to it. I don't think that will be the case because live events
Right.
literally change the map. But concerts,
Mhm.
maybe. I mean,
Maybe.
that's the other thing too. Is like I don't know if another problem I have with this game is I feel like Fortnite doesn't know what it wants to be. It doesn't know what its
Mhm.
identity is. There's just so many crossovers. There's so
Mhm.
many the thing that really killed me, the one that really made me go, okay, this is way too much, is when they did
Mhm.
a Spider-Man skin and then they did a Tom Holland version of the Spider-Man
Mhm.
skin, and they put them both in the shop. And it was
Mhm.
like why is Tom Holland in this game? And then now we have a Nathan Drake collection with Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. And I'm like, okay, so now Tom
Mhm.
Holland is in this game twice. So like,
Yep.
I love Tom Holland, don't get me wrong, but I
Sure.
don't want to play as Tom Holland. Tom Holland's an
Mhm.
actor. you know? It's just, oh my god, it's just there's so many forced crossovers that I don't like. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, ugh. And then, oh, that's the other thing too, is that the exotic weapons in the game, the ones that are limited
Mhm.
time only. You're talking about play testing them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like they always come out. They're always broken. They're always
Yeah.
so OP, and they don't fix them because they're staying in the game for like 3 weeks at most.
Right.
But so those 3 weeks were
Are
miserable,
miserable
miserable,
times.
and then they go away,
Right.
and it's like, did any of you even play test any of this first before you
Right.
even dropped it in the game? Everyone's complaining about this, and you're not going to nerf it because it's just going away, so we're
Because
just going
it's
to be
just going away in a
miserable
couple
for
weeks.
3 weeks? Okay.
Right? Or the other worst one is they release something and it's overpowered and they like fix it, but there's only a couple weeks left of the season anyway. So like they just fixed the thing and it's perfect now and it works really well and it's super cool, but you can only play it for like a couple more days before it goes away. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that also really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And it just I don't know, it's not it certainly doesn't feel professional. It definitely feels more like, "Oh, we're just going to throw this out because we know you're going to spend money on us anyway." And
It's bad.
it's so bad. It's so I don't know. It almost feels like they don't care and
Well,
that there really are just kind of holding on to this idea that, oh, we're going to have all of these super cool IPs and we'll get all of these collectors to come in and buy all of our skins and all of the cosmetics.
I mean, it's obviously working. Disney just invested billions of dollars into Epic Games,
Right.
but at the same time, it's like I don't know. It's tough to it's really tough to have a fix for that because
Mm-hmm.
on one side there's us who's like complaining about this for 3 weeks and they're miserable and then
Yeah.
it goes away and it's like back to normal again. But then from the
Right.
dev side, I also have some kind of sympathy for them too because they're probably doing a million things at once.
Mm-hmm.
And they're preparing for, especially with Epic Games and Fortnite, they're always preparing for the next thing. And
Right.
so when you put something like take for instance the TMNT stuff with like
Mm-hmm.
the Rat King's what's it called, pole arm, not pole arm, but what
Mm-hmm.
is it called, like pole swing weapon, the one that you swing the weapon, and then there's the twin blades, and then there's the chains. That was
Mm-hmm.
the TMNT stuff, and they were all super OP and they were kind of broken, and we kind of
Mm-hmm.
figured out, okay, let's just, even if we don't like these weapons, let's just carry them in their inventory because if we use them, we'll just kill people. Like that's the
Right.
mentality I came up with. It's just like, oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a huge fan of these weapons, but they do the most damage, so let me just grab them. You know.
Right.
Um, on one side, we have ourselves being miserable and having that mentality, but the devs are always thinking
Mm-hmm.
of the next thing forward, so they don't really have time to fix it. Like I totally understand, especially with a dev like Epic Games, that they have other priorities, and
Sure.
if it's gonna go away in a couple of weeks, why bother fixing it? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But then, you do have a chance to fix it when they bring it back for like a couple weeks in a season or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a chance to fix it, but like I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. There's no real
I obviously
solution.
don't know what the answer is to any of those kinds of problems or situations. I'm just a guy kind of shouting into the ether, and
Exactly.
maybe somebody will listen and maybe they probably won't.
Exactly. Realistically, at the end of the day, we're just again two idiots on the
Mhm.
internet just screaming about things we don't like. You know what I mean?
Yep. Exactly.
Oh man. Well, we're getting to a point where I think where we should end this now.
Perfect.
Basically, final thoughts on Fortnite, Max.
It's it's a good game. I wish it was better, but I still really like it. It's going to be hard for me to step away from it. I might take breaks. I might yell and complain about some of the stuff that's been happening season to season, but it's a hard game to just let go. There's too much in it that I like,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever that means to anybody out there, take it, go with it, run, fly, be free.
Be free, really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
know what I'm saying. What
I
about you? What are your final thoughts?
yeah, my final thoughts is it's one of those scenarios where I absolutely hate that I love this game
Mhm.
because it's addicting.
Yes.
It's great game with friends. I mean, there are some
Mhm.
moments that you and I have had with our friend group that just cannot be replicated with any other games.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot of fun because the game doesn't take itself seriously, so why should we? You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I hate that I love this game because I could be playing any other game on the planet, and I choose this one because it gives me experiences that I just can't find in any other game, and that's a good
Mhm.
thing. That's
Yeah.
absolutely a good thing. There are problems with it, but at the end of the day, yeah, I absolutely love it. I love that it's constantly changing. I love that
Mhm.
it's always, I feel like every week something new and interesting is in the game and we're all going, "Wow, that's cool." And so I
Mhm.
think that's what keeps me going with it, is that it's always fresh and new and that it gives me some really funny moments with my friends that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
And I hate
Yep.
it.
Worst game.
Worst game ever made, but at the
Ah,
same time,
worst game.
best game ever made. Oh man. All right, Max, you close us out this time because I introduced
Okay.
us.
All right. Well, Thank you, one and all, for coming back to the Dialogue Dome. I hope this was informative, inspiring, aggravating. I don't know. Yeah, all the things. I'm bad at this. Stop the cameras. Turn it off. Make it go away. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.